here. Yay! Happy Tuesday? I think it's Tuesday. So let me get my crisp on real quick. That way you don't hear the noise because I may need to cut on some air. Again, I love to give my favorite tools. And one of my favorite tools, of course, is Crisp. And they just updated. So make sure you go and check that out. But see, I'm already starting to sweat. There is no reason for it. Well, it is a little hot. What can I say? So what I do is I put on my fan, right? Yes. But I don't want you. So here we go. There we go. All right. So I'm crisping it out. Marquessa Zoom Queen here. Oh my goodness. Come on in. I have so many things to share with you. Did you hear? Did you hear? I want to know. I'm going to pull up my little phone here because I can look at your comments in different ways. And looks like, guys, here's a quick little tip. I see people are sending me messages. You may say, well, how do they send you messages, Marquessa? Well, they're on this special list here. So make sure that's me in the corner. You get on my list. Okay. But I always like to start. And if somebody's saying, I don't know where to go. Where should I go? I don't know. So I'm going to let her know right now because she's on my list. See, this gives you like, quick access. So I'm going to go right here. Let's see. And by the way, you can always go to zoomqueen.com and I have both links there, but I am going to grab my YouTube. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go here to recents. Guys, we have some important things to talk about today. I am so pumped. This is huge. Okay. And Zoom must have known. Zoom knew I was on vacation, right? So it didn't do anything while I was on vacation. Thank you. Good. So Zoom knew I was on vacation, y'all. And because it knew I was on vacation, they literally waited to release it as soon as I walked in, right? It's crazy. It's crazy. But this particular update, well, they did a lot of updates, by the way, but I can't even speak today. I was about to take off my glasses. Okay, guys, I haven't been on camera in a minute, so I'm trying to see things. But this particular update, at least one of the features about this update, I talked about it for several months. So it should have been here like way back in March because Zoom told me about it, but it wasn't. So I feel validated today. I feel very validated today because one of the features I talked about is now live. That's right. It is now on Zoom. So I am pumped. I'm excited. So my goal of this particular update, Zoom Queen Goes Live update, is to not only tell you what's hot, why you need to know this, why this matters with Zoom right now. You notice I said right now. I didn't say right now. I said right now. Right now. But also, I want to solve a problem because I don't know about you, but I have this problem. And I have it often. I know you're like, Marquessa, we're really going to talk about your problems. Well, if you are Zoom star, this is your problem too, okay? I asked my favorite Zoom group, guys, if you go to zoomtogrow.com, go to zoomtogrow.com. When you get in there, it'll say leveraging Zoom to grow your business. If you go there, that's where I read the comments live, okay? That's where I go live. And I also pop over there on YouTube. So I'm not ignoring you. Hey, Rokita, I see you there. Hey. So if you're there, now some of y'all, I see you watching, but you're not posting. Let me know that you're here. Tell me hi, what's up? You like my new look? Check this out. Anyway, come on live so I can see you. Let me see you right now. I want to see your face. Okay. So I'm going to solve a problem today and give you some good news. Killing two birds with one stone, although I don't really kill birds at all. But birds do kill me because, I live in New York City and I have a window AC, and I don't know why, and maybe this is why I got Chris, but literally the birds will come in and chirp and they'll have a whole conference on my air conditioning. It's really annoying. So the beautiful thing is I use Crisp, that's spelled K-R-I-S-P. No, I am not one of their, I'm not getting anything for it, but I use Crisp to block out the birds. And I use it to block out the loud noise that MacBook Pro does, all that good stuff. So guys, now that you've gotten this number, let me get back here. Oh, I just came back, by the way, from Las Vegas. Yes, I did. So I look like I'm still shining. Oh my goodness. Let me just take the light down. The light, there we go. There we go. See, I'm not shining as much. Yes, I am. Who are we kidding? I don't know why I'm sweating. I apologize so much, but I do not like it. There we go. So we're going to put on a little blush here. There we go. And I know some people go, girl, you know why you're sweating. No, I really don't. I honestly do not know why. Honestly, I do. Anyway, let me put back on my glasses. Just came from Vegas. Had a fabulous time, was down there literally 9 days, came back on the 10th day. And no, I didn't gamble. So don't ask me what I won. I don't know. I don't see anything interesting with the machines. I find them to be quite boring, but others like to gamble. But I had a great time, and I'm going to write in my blog some really awesome things that I had the chance to experience in Vegas. So make sure you're on my email list, guys. How do you get on your email list? Go to zoomqueen.com. Download my free ebook on how to create the most fabulous Zoom virtual background. I also tell you about the best equipment to get, how to design your green screens, all these awesome things, step by step by step. Or you can go pay somebody a lot of money. It's up to you. But this ebook is free. Okay. So just page down to the guide. Once you opt in, download the guide, you will be on my newsletter, and you will hear some big things that I want to share with you from LV. But in the meantime, let's get into it. See, I just got that from Tabitha. I love when she said, let's get into it. It makes me want to eat vegan food, although I'm more of a meatitarian, but I'm becoming a vegan, sort of. So I'm kind of like a meat vegan. That's what I am. All right, here we go. So first of all, here it is, guys. How many of you use your waiting room? Do you use your waiting room? I'm trying to see. Do you use your waiting room on Zoom? Now, if you're watching me and you're like, what is she talking about? There is a wonderful feature on Zoom called waiting room. Okay. The purpose of the waiting room is exactly how it sounds. You do not want people, or you should not want people to come right on your Zoom while you're getting ready. I mean, that is like so boring. I really think you should set up your waiting room, not only because it gives it that professional look and professional entrance, you know what I mean? But also, this is another reason, it's a security measure. I cannot tell you the last time I sent out a passcode. Literally, I do not put a passcode on my Zoom meetings. Why? Because I enable the trick is you got to enable it. Go into zoom.us, go into your settings, page down until you see waiting room, right? And enable it. And guys, you can customize it. You can put something like, hey, I'm so glad you're here. Give me a few seconds and I'll let you in. Or you can put something like, oh, and while you're waiting, go to zoomqueen.com and download my free ebook all about creating the most fabulous Zoom virtual background. Something like that, like right when they're in the waiting room. People will feel like you're a doctor. They will. They'll say, wow, this is so cool. And then your logo goes up there. But here's the news about the waiting room. I almost want a drum roll. I need a drum roll. Oh my goodness. Let me pull up the drum roll. Give me a second. This is really big. I almost can't breathe. I'm so excited about this. Let me do this. Come on. Where's my drum roll? Come on, drum roll. Okay. It's taking me a minute to pull it up. This happens sometimes when I'm going it. Okay, here we go. So I want to do a drum roll. Here we go. Okay. It's not really a drum roll because I don't feel like looking for it, but I'm going to do this. Now you may didn't hear it because I have Chris on. What I did is I did a pretend drum roll. So here's the deal. Now, and I said this before, guys, it just took a lot longer than Zoom had planned, but it's out now. You can now put a video in your waiting room. Yeah. Oh, I'm so proud of Zoom. This is a big deal. So that means, again, enable your waiting room, right? Go into your settings, right? And then you're able to upload a video. Now, the video, I believe, has to be 30 megabytes. So pay attention to how large the video is, okay? I haven't done it yet because literally I just found out, like not that long ago. So I don't know how long that is, but just think of 30 megabytes. And remember, I'm all about not just sharing features, because you can read about that. I'm all about helping you be strategic with it. One of my Zoom Like a Boss members, who's also a member of Club ZQ, literally messaged me before this and said, Marquessa, with the new updates and the new features, can you really share the goal? Why does the end user care about that? Andrew is so smart. That's probably why he's a doctor. Literally, he asked the best questions. So why does your end user care? Because it's all about experience. I mean, Zoom has become so famous that some people are getting tired of Zoom. They find Zoom to be repetitive and predictable and all that sort of things. But it's not Zoom that's repetitive. It's whoever's hosting the Zoom, right? So in my opinion, if you want to upgrade your Zoom and you don't want it to look like everybody else and you want to wow people, pay attention to these lives that I do every Tuesday. And then if you really want to take it up to the next level, join me twice a month on Thursdays via Club ZQ. And you can go check that out by going. And yeah, you're going to have to type in the www.clubzq, stands for zoomqueen.com. And that way you can upgrade how you Zoom, but it really, really matters. So how cool is that? Someone, again, will come to your waiting room, right? And now they'll see a video that says, I see you, you're here. So I'm excited. So maybe I can actually show you what it looks like next week. All right, but I wanted to give you that news. Here's another piece of news that I want to give you before I go into solving problem, and then I'm gonna come back to the news. So how excited are we? Are we excited, guys? Tell me. I'm reading your comments. How excited are you about this new feature? Okay. But again, I haven't done it yet. And if you're on a Zoom Enterprise account, which we all know is the best Zoom account to be on, it absolutely is. You can always go to Zoom to, I have a lot of domains, right? Go to zoomtoincome.com if you want to get the best license on the planet without the high price. It's like going from coach to first class. I'm just saying. And if you can't remember zoomtoincome.com, everything is on zoomqueen.com. That's like my hot links page, zoomqueen.com. Okay. So here's another. So anyway, I was finishing a sentence. If you're on a Zoom Enterprise account, like under Zoom Queen or somebody else, give it about, I would say, a few hours for it to be enabled, but it should be enabled definitely by today. So if you're like, I don't see it, Marquessa, where is it? If you're on a Zoom, which means you in first class of Zoom, give it a few hours to enable and be available to you. Okay, I will send you an email if you're one of my Zoom Enterprise users. So I just want to give you that before I get a bunch of emails going, where is it? I don't understand. She said it's live, and then you're mad at me. I don't want that either. Okay, good. So something else, guys, there was quite a few things that they released. Here's something else that you may say, well, Marquessa, this is not a big deal, but it kind of is. There's a new post-meeting survey that you can set up, right? And again, I'll go into details over the following weeks because you're not going to remember everything. But when you end the meeting, Zoom always had theirs, but a lot of us wanted our own. We wanted our own questions we can ask, like what was the biggest takeaway or blah, blah, blah. So now you can have your own exit survey, which is awesome. So again, tune in to learn exactly the how of that. Something else too, they've fixed some issues that folks had. So that's good. They do that with pretty much every single update. Here's something else that I thought was so cool. Here was an issue. Remember I talked about the immersive view? Immersive view means you can sort of, I don't know, sit in a cafe with someone via Zoom. And I talked about the immersive view before. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go to zoomlikeaboss.com and you'll see my blog there. And I really break down what immersive view is, but it's kind of like you can do a coffee shop scene, a classroom scene, all these awesome scenes, which equals immersive. Well, In terms of immersive, there was a complaint, not a complaint, but a concern with a lot of folks because you could not do a local recording. You know, cloud recording, again, are the best type of recordings you want to do for Zoom. And I know some of you are thinking, no, it's not, because if I do it, I'm going to run out of space. Then that tells me you got Zoom Pro. If you have Zoom Enterprise, again, you can go to zoomtoincome.com to get that. You never worry about running out of cloud space, and it's always there. And I love it because it turns into a library. Anyway, you could always save your immersive view recordings, but you couldn't save the local recording. So that's kind of cool. And then there was one other thing, guys. This, oh my God, this is huge. I cannot believe it. This is so cool. So you know how you're in chat, right? They're releasing. So I'm going to do a whole thing just on Zoom chat. Anyway, in Zoom chat, now you can do a video playback directly in the Zoom chat. That's stupid. Yes. Video replay directly in the Zoom chat. So I know you're like, Marquessa, I don't know how to do this. You have to tune in to find out, or join Club ZQ where we break it down. But I did deep dive into the video waiting room. Otherwise, it would take me an hour to go through it. So my job as Zoom Queen is to let you know what's new. So that's just a few of them. I'm so excited. Zoom, really, that's my partner. And thank you, Zoom, for waiting until I got back before it was released. Love you for that. All right, guys, now I want to go into solving a problem, which is really a big problem. I don't know about you, but I create a lot of slides, and I do it in different ways. Make sure you take notes, pull out your pencil, your pen, your Apple pen, pull it out right now, because I got some stuff to tell you. Okay, I literally would spend, golly gee whiz, a good, anywhere from about, I don't know, an hour, if I just needed to do some tweaks, all the way to 4 to 5 hours. Guys, I've spent as many as 8 hours trying to create slides because I wanted them to look a certain way. And what's so kind of annoying about these slides is you don't always get what you want from the end user just because you create these flashy slides. So you ask yourself, what am I missing, right? So first, before I answer the what am I missing question, because this is good. Oh my gosh, this is so good. Before I answer that, I definitely want to tell you how I create slides via Zoom, for Zoom. I create slides in 4 different ways. Okay, so write this down. One way is Canva. Canva is Canvas with the S removed. It is awesome. They keep updating it. Guys, I'm going to do a whole thing just on Canva and Zoom. I mean, Canva is no joke. It is a beautiful thing. So again, I love creating slides on Canva because that's for me, I'm not going to say the easiest, but I think you can get you can think outside the box. You can do things that you normally would take you forever to do. Oh, it's just makes me cry because it's so awesome. So I use Canva. I also use Weatherman Slides, which is a feature of Zoom. And I use it every once in a while because, as you can see, I use a real background. But if you use a virtual background, one of the benefits of using a virtual background on Zoom is using Weatherman Slides. And you may say, well, what does that mean? Is the weatherman going to show up? No, it means that your slides will show up on a person's iPad, iPhone, or desktop, laptop, with you being sort of closer within the slide. So instead of you being away when you share your slide, you're inside the slide. It's kind of cool. And I talked about that before too. So that's another way I'll do it on occasion. If you're thinking, okay, I got to get this virtual background, go to zoomqueen.com, download my virtual background guide. And then the third way I do it is through Keynote because I have a Mac. I know some of you use PowerPoint. And then the fourth way I do it is Ecamm because I create scenes. Like this one here is a beautiful scene through Ecamm overlays. And if you're like, I want to know how to do that, if you join clubzq.com, you'll get that lesson right away, how to create these overlays. All right, so that's the 4 ways that I primarily use to create my slides. But guys, I don't care how fancy smancy your slides are, it still leaves a lot of questions. Like sometimes we got to think about the font, we got to think about the color, we got to think about the graphics, we got to think about all this stuff. And sometimes it hurts your brain so much, you're like, I'm just going to find a graphics designer, you know, because there's a lot of work that comes out of it. I cannot tell you how many times I created slides and I thought what you saw as the end user was the same intention I had with the slide. So there's a lot of things that come with them. So I know some of you may be listening and go, well, Marquessa, I really don't use slides. I just think they're a waste of energy. Come close. I really think that that is a bad way to think, because some of us are very visual. And if you're a visual type listener on Zoom, I need something to look at, because if you don't give me something to look at other than you, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to check it. I may watch something on Netflix or something. You want to keep people's attention. And I like a visual. You get me? I like visual, and mix it up a little bit. Don't be predictable. So I use slides to connect, to inspire, to take action, to engage, to define, to kind of give the steps of what I'm talking about. And here's something I'll admit. I'm ADHD, so I need slides to keep myself focused. I'm able to stay focused, and I'm not like going here, thinking there, looking at my phone. And I'm not, sometimes as professional speakers, and I have a lot of colleagues that are brilliant professional speakers, we have so much information and knowledge that we want to share that we can easily go into a tangent. And I do believe slides will stop us. So that's the why of using slides. Then let me tell you some of the challenges that many of you may have, and me included. And once upon a time, you may have these issues when it comes to Zoom and slides. Listen to this. One issue is wrong projection. You don't always get the projection you want. You may want it to look a certain way. So that can be a challenge. Another challenge is you're not sure how to share your slides. And what I mean, or share your files. Not in all cases, but in some cases, I will PDF my slides, add a notes section to it. And then through the chat room, I said at the Zoom chat, I will send my slides or my slide notes or whatever, my slide deck through to all of the attendees. Isn't that awesome? And they love that. But again, it just really depends on your presentation. That's another way to do it. That way that's done, they're engaged, especially if your slides has a lot of information on it. I think that's great. So some folks don't know how to do that because you don't have the right settings. And then the third thing, which is a huge problem, is the sharing delay. Oh my goodness. Okay, very bad issue. A lot of individuals have used Zoom and then they share, and like say that they're doing a program and they want to share something else, and there's a huge delay. And frankly, that's one of the reasons why I use Ecamm. That's another one of the reasons why I use this lovely Stream Deck over here. Club ZQ talks about how to use Stream Deck because it makes it quick and you don't have to worry about the little bit of a delay. All right. So those may be some of your challenges with Zoom. Well, guess what, guys? I have good news. Where is she? Where is she? Are you watching? Are you watching? You guys may know her. She is one of my best friends. That's a colleague. She's brilliant. Every time I'm around her, I learn something from her. And she just, and I'm gonna tell you, some of you guys may know that on occasion I'll do Zoom productions because, honey, they time consuming. So I'll really pick and choose. But I have a Zoom support studio where I can hire out other people if I don't want to do it. Either way, I've done some pretty big, high stakes Zoom productions, and like clockwork, my beautiful clients sometimes do not have the best slides. The slides look very amateurish. They don't look fabulous. And it can really kill the perception of the event. So guess who I call? Not Ghostbusters, I call Cheryl. Anyway, guys, Cheryl literally takes slides from one level to the other. So here's something I want to share with you in terms of slides that you may want to do. What you need to know about what goes where in your slide design. Who knew that I need to put the picture here, the logo here, hello. And see, Canva gives you all these choices, right? And you're all excited, but then you're not really sure how it projects again. So how do you know where to put stuff, right? So she breaks that down. listening channels. What are the ways that people sort of listen to you when you have your slides? Deep, huh? But a serious thing. Techniques to properly crop, enlarge, reduce images. Something, and I've experienced this too, sometimes our images don't look as high caliber as they can. So that's another issue with slides. We don't want to look like amateurs. We want our deck to look like it was done by professional. That's another thing. And guys, I've been in my own business 16 years. Ooh, I'm aging myself. So I started when I was 12. Anyway, I've been in my business for 16 years. And I have to tell you, when I first started, probably the first, I don't know, 7 years or so, I spent a boatload of money on graphic artists. I don't know if anybody else is with me. Boatload. And I do respect graphic artists. I highly respect them because, honey, there are certain things that they can do that I have no interest in doing. So I just shoot it over to them. So, you know, I bow down to wonderful graphic artists. But again, in my early days, I had to spend a lot of money because I wanted my slides to look good. And I just really didn't know where to start. And this was before Canva and some of the other things came out that make slides pretty easy. I know some of you are thinking, what about 5RR? Do you want to always do that? What about the tweaks? What about the little things? You need to be able to do things quickly without reaching out to somebody, right? So, and then my favorite thing with slides is to put videos, photos, and do all these funky things inside of them. So Cheryl really makes it easy. Her name is Cheryl. I always mispronounce her last name, but it's Roosh. Anyway, and she is not cheap. So I love Cheryl. She has agreed to come to Club ZQ this Thursday. That's the day after the next day of tomorrow. And she's going to break down slides. But in the meantime, she's going to share with us how to make it better. And from now on, Quessa Girl, that would be me, will no longer spend 3+ hours working on my slides. And if I happen to spend time, I want to make sure that they have the impact that was intended. Am I right? Right. What's the impact? I want to wow, I want to impress. I want people to say, I'm going to do whatever that action she said. I want a copy of the slides. I'm in love with it, blah, blah, blah. I want people to go crazy over my slides in addition to me. And I do need to say this. This is really important. And I'm going about a minute or two over. So thank you. It's not all about the slides. I think a slide should complement your presentation. I don't think it should become your presentation, but it can make, or I think it can make or break your presentation. I'm just saying. You notice I'm not using slides today because I don't want y'all looking at me saying, girl, look at your slides. Look like you need some help. Well, you know, I asked Cheryl, I raised my hand. Cheryl offered to do makeovers. I sent her my slides, no shame, because it can always be better. So that's a problem that I wanted to solve for you. So at least just think about it, guys. Slides, get that straight. It's great to look fabulous on Zoom. It's great to have the most awesome background. It's great to have all of this, but you know, if your slides look kind of raunchy, that is not a good thing. All right. So anyway, today, this was so fun. I got a chance to share with you some updates of Zoom. If you were late, you missed it, honey. You missed it. Zoom has video in the waiting room. Zoom has video in the chat room. It's crazy what Zoom can do now. And they're doing some other things, but now I'm not going to share them in advance because Zoom takes too long. I'm going to keep it to myself if I know something else is coming out until it drops because it takes too long. I've been talking about video in the freaking chat room for several months. So now it's there. Yay. It's so cool. And then I'm going to answer another question because I was asked a lot in Vegas. Part of my time there, I went to attend my annual professional development conference that I attend, National Speakers Association, and I get to see a lot of my colleagues there. That was cool. So I got the question asked from them and emails, messages, that kind of thing. You guys know I have a commercial coming out, not my commercial, somebody else's commercial that I'm a part of. I can't share what the product is, but I will share this. I did get an update this morning that the production company, these are the people that do the casting and all that wonderful stuff, and the director and all the fancy people, they delivered the commercial to the client 3 days ago. So we're waiting for the client to put it out there, and it's supposed to come on national TV, social, and digital. So it's really bold of me because they can cut me out. What if they cut me out? That would be horrible. I would be mortified if they cut me out of the commercial, but that would be very difficult since I was the only one in my scene. That would be very difficult to cut me out. But if you do see it before I do, I didn't dress myself. Okay. Don't judge. I didn't dress myself. But anyway, that's going to come out soon enough. This is Marquessa, Zoom Queen. This has been awesome. I hope you guys get something out of this. I will be here next Tuesday to share with you yet something else that's awesome about Zoom. Okay. But if you don't want to wait till then, check me out on Club ZQ. And don't forget to join my list, because this is who I update the fastest, because it takes time to send out the emails. It really does. So I want to make sure you have my phone number here. Here we go. Where is she? Yeah, make sure you write my little phone number. It's not for you to call, it's for you to text. Okay, so you can kind of see what's up. All right, guys, I'm gonna skedaddle out of here, and I'm gonna leave with some music. I'm going to leave with some music. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn off Crisp. Okay. Because if you keep it on, although the latest update with Crisp says that sounds can still come out, but I'd rather not test that right now, because I'll sit up here and I'm doing all this and y'all are like, what is she doing that to? And I'm not realizing that Crisp is on. Okay. It's weird. So right now I'm going to turn Crisp off, and I'm going to go out of here with my favorite song ever. It's my theme song. The one I shared is a mini theme song. So let me just do this. Oh my gosh, I'm so slow. Let me do this really quick. Ooh, let me do this really quick. Okay. So I'm getting out of Crisp, baby. I'm back to Yeti. And yeah. So anyway, I'm doing that, and I'm going to say bye. Bye, y'all. See you later. This has been fun. I'm so good. Go out there and Zoom like a boss. Go out there and have some fun. Show out. In a fun way, but still show out. That's what Zoom lets you do. I'm just saying. All right. So bye-bye, Marquessa. We got to go. Bye-bye.